Now that we've looked at heat, we can look at work. And specifically, we're going to look at pressure volume work, which is what you will mostly see for the scenarios that we're going to deal with. Um, Pressure volume work, this is looking at a gas expanding against a constant pressure, or not expanding against, contracting against, from pressure external. So when we look at things that are gases in these systems, we're going to look at like a cylinder with a movable piston. It has some external pressure pushing down on the outside of it. I have some set of initial conditions, and then the gas expands against that external pressure. And I have this final state where it has a bigger volume. So this kind of expansion would be work on the surroundings or work by the system, right? The system, which is that gas inside the cylinder, is pushing against the external pressure, doing work. So the equation for this is that work is negative P external delta V. So the P external part is super important. It is the pressure pushing down on the piston that the gas has to expand against or work against. The internal pressure is changing, right? The internal pressure is not a constant value because the volume is changing. The external pressure is a constant value. So this has to be the external pressure. And then that's times delta V. So V final minus V initial, right? Then whether or not it is an expansion or contraction, that negative sign will work its way out so that you get an appropriate sign for the work done by the system. Now, take a look at the units that you're going to get out of this, because pressures in atmospheres, volume, typically in liters. So the work value that you get out of this is in liter atmospheres, which is not the same as a joule. So for the work values, you will have to convert units after you do the calculation. The unit conversion is here. It's also on the equation sheet. So let's look at inflating a balloon, which we probably recognize as work, as a thing that you have to put effort into. So if you inflate a balloon from a volume of 0.1 liters to 1.85 liters against an external pressure of 1 atmosphere, how much work in joules is done? So work negative P external delta V, negative the external pressure is 1 atmosphere, so we can plug that in. The final volume is 1.85. The initial volume is 0.1. So my work is negative 1.75 liter atmospheres, but after doing the unit conversion, this would be negative 177 joules.